Hello, fellow pen lovers and stationery enthusiasts. It's Christy here, Snarky Wordsworth, over on Instagram and Reddit, and today I have another Plan With Me video for everybody out there. So as always, I'm working out of the Hobonichi Weeks, which is housed in my hand-stitched leather tea cover. I love this thing. It is soft and smooth and just fantastic. And here's the weeks that I use. I love this Disney collaboration with the Aristocats. I just think it's adorable. The everyday carry pen that I use with this is my Pilot E95S, and this is an extra fine, and I have it inked with Vinta's Armada. It's a gorgeous sort of grayish bluish shade. I also use a plastic Westcott 6-inch ruler. And I'm super excited for some of the accessory pens and markers and stickers that I'm using today. One is brand new to me, and I'm just very excited for it. So anyway, let's look at last week's spread. Slide this over. Okay, so last week was a pretty light one for me. Since we had Monday off at work, I was mainly working on press releases and other things like that. When I don't have actual programs or events to attend, work things can really sort of stay in my work planner. So this was just me and myself and I. So this is a very light week for me, which was great. Still loving having this SM column. I do really think it helps me a huge amount. I am going to be knocking out several of these to-do list items later today. And as you can see, I'm only partway through Saturday today, so I've got a couple days to finish things. This week's ink obsession was Ferris Wheel Press's Spruce County Post, and I had that in my Sailor Pro Gear Slim Shikiori in the Dragon Palace color, and I used that so much this week, way more than I really thought I would, and I am even more in love with this pen now than I was when I first got it. And I'm not going to go over like all of the little entries, but it was a very good week. I also discovered a show that I became very quickly obsessed with, Physical 100 on Netflix. That was a lot of fun. I sort of weirdly love competition shows that aren't like really catty. I kind of hate that sort of thing, and Physical 100 really is absolutely not like that. It's very much everyone is supportive of everyone else. They're super competitive, but there's no like infighting with amongst the competitors. I think that's why I also like Great British Bake Off. So stuff like that. Those are the kinds of reality shows I really enjoy, and Physical 100 was fantastic and like really exciting and fun. And I guess there's going to be a season 2, so excited for that. And I got a Happy Mail on Thursday, which was an incredibly happy mail, and there'll be a video on that in the coming days. But yeah, so I think this week's spread worked really well. I'm very happy with this particular layout, and I'm hoping that it will continue to work out for me. This is the longest I think I've stuck with one particular spread in a long while, so here's hoping. Okay, so let's start working on this coming weeks. So like I said, I always use a plastic ruler. I like the Westcott, but I have several other companies as well that are like off-brand. And I use a 0.3 Unipin fine liner to break out into the different columns. I really like this size. Okay, so this week I am using this sort of creamy beige color for my different headers. I wish, and it's from Rytech. I love these pens. They were really affordable. I just wish they'd have like a name for each of the colors. It would be so much easier that way to sort of share them. But this is from their retro package, vintage package, I want to say. And I really love these colors so much. So highly recommended if you like sort of muted tones. Okay, so there are the breakdowns in my general spread. I do put SM for the header column there, and then I do a tracking bit, a to-do list. I always have a weekly ink obsession, and then my currentlies. I'm still looking for a good book. I have started and stopped several in the last few weeks, and it just can't seem to find one. So my highlight color that I put here and then that I use to sort of break down my tracking bars is this 772 from Tombow. It's this really pretty blush pink. So I am teaching a class on Monday, so that is one event that I will put in. Other things that are fun. So Wednesday is also the return of Mandalorian. I know a lot of my friends are like, "Why are you watching that? It's so basic." I don't care. Maybe I'm basic. I don't really care at all because I love that show. So season 3 comes back on Wednesday the 1st. And then Last of Us on Sunday. Are other people watching Last of Us that do planner stuff? I don't know. Like my friends at work don't watch it. I'm just sort of like, everybody in the planet is watching the show. How is nobody that I work with watching it? So I've got these. Like I said, my work events are what show up in my planner, whereas like just little things like press releases, that just stays specifically in work events. Let's see. So I've got the big things that I have to recall this week already down. And I am using these Mr. Paper Gilding stickers to highlight the Cutting the Cord event and then the Expo Committee meeting that I've got. This is my first time using these. I like the gold around the edge, but maybe I should have used a different highlight color, I think, so that they pop a little bit more. Okay, my ink obsession for this week is my new to me vintage Parker 51 Demi in the cocoa color. And I have this inked up with Ferris Wheel Press's Oyster Hour, which is one of my favorite brown shades. I just think it's absolutely beautiful. Now, if you're wondering why I sort of wait to fill in this part, it's because I like to let the Tombow dry a little bit just so that I'm super sure that it's not going to get all feathery and smeary since I do use fountain pen ink. So this week's stickers are these super cute little cats in like cream horns. It's a weird sort of thing that I see all the time and I love them and I just think they're adorable and I just love these designs. I think these are so cute. Okay, so this is my initial layout and spread for next week. Of course, by the end of it, you see that it fills out a huge amount. I love having this little sort of quick column to sort of talk about, a highlight from my day, whether I'm feeling really good, if I have a headache, or if I'm having a great day, if something exciting happens, if I get happy mail, stuff like that. So by the end of the week, not only has the spread helped me to sort of like stay organized and on task, but it also acts as like a lovely little memory keeper. And this is actually the first year that I've really sort of dug into that concept. In previous years, and I've been using this thing since 2017, I've always been pretty like strictly regimented about like super clean and very little deco, which I do very little deco. I'm not great at that aspect of planning in this. Like I have creative journals and things like that I go nuts in, but for whatever reason, I'm just not very good at that in the Hobonichi. But I do a little bit of deco just to keep things kind of exciting for me and interesting and just different every week. But then primarily I'm really focusing on staying task oriented and then this element of memory keeping, and I'm really, really enjoying that. So if you are still with me, bless you, because that's amazing. Thank you so much for continuing to watch. I really, really appreciate everybody who tunes into these videos. If these are in any way helpful or entertaining or interesting, please consider clicking that like button or maybe even the subscribe. As always, thank you so, so much for joining me, and hopefully I will see you next week. Bye-bye.